This is a tutorial video on the Coastal Wetland Decision Support Tool. It is a web-based tool that has been developed to support the work of coastal managers in assessing and prioritizing Great Lakes coastal wetland sites for restoration or protection projects. The information and features in the tool were created based on the combination of ecological data collected through the Great Lakes Coastal Wetland Monitoring Program and spatial analyses conducted for land cover, population density, and other environmental factors affecting coastal wetlands. Over 90 site-specific attributes are available through the tool for filtering and ranking sites based on criteria that are most relevant to your situation and project. The DST is available at greatlakeswetlands.org through the Monitoring Program website. The DST can be accessed as a guest user or through a user account. Creating an account is highly recommended. Registered users can download results and also save scenarios for access at a later time. To create an account, begin by clicking on the Request Account option in the navigation menu. You will need to enter your name, affiliation, level of access you are requesting, and how you are planning to use the tool. Next, you will need to enter a valid email address and password of your choosing. After submitting the request, you should receive an automated email with a confirmation link. After you click the link, a website administrator can approve your account, granting you full access to the suite of features in the DST. You can access the DST by clicking on the Mapping Tools option and then selecting the Decision Support Tool drop-down in the navigation menu, or by entering greatlakeswetlands.org/DST and your browser's address bar. On the welcome notice, in order to begin using the tool, click I agree. The Decision Support Tools panel is where you can build your custom evaluation and prioritization of coastal wetland sites. On the right, you will see a map displaying coastal wetlands along the U.S. shoreline that have been sampled through the monitoring program. On the left is a panel where you can control the layers that are displayed on the map and how they appear. The mapping tools provided in the DST can be useful even if you are not interested in creating a more detailed analysis. A specific site can be navigated to in the Map Navigation section. For example, Site 1041 Sioux River Wetland on Lake Superior. The points on the map represent the centroid of the sites. By clicking on the Coastal Wetland Polygons layer, you can add the approximate wetland site boundaries to the map. A public and conservation lands layer can also be added to visualize where public lands are located relative to the sites of interest. Land cover can be added to provide additional context for the sites you are interested in. This layer is provided by the North American Land Change Monitoring System and was used to create a number of land cover-based attributes provided in the tool. At the top of the Decision Support Tools panel, there is a Tutorials and Walkthroughs section. For background on the Great Lakes Coastal Wetland Monitoring Program, you can view a brief video by clicking on the Coastal Wetlands button. This tutorial can be viewed by clicking on the CWDST tutorial button. Walkthrough examples are also available. The tool will walk you through 3 scenarios of varying complexity, including using the DST to simply retrieve data to filter and rank wetland sites. It is recommended that you review the walkthroughs before creating a scenario of your own. The first step in building your own analysis is to create a new scenario. In the Scenario Options section, select Create New Scenario and then click the New Scenario button. Enter a name for your scenario and then click the Submit button to create it. Once you create a scenario, all of the changes you make will automatically be saved. The next step is to define your geographic area of interest. This area can be as large or as small as you would like. Click the Select Extent on Map button to start the process, and then draw a rectangle over your area of interest. In this example, we will select the Saginaw Bay region. A total of 29 sites have been selected. You can click the View Site Listing button to view the list of sites. The list of sites for this scenario can be refined by selecting and applying a filter attribute. There are more than 90 different attributes that can be used to filter sites in your analysis. For example, let's say we want to limit our sites to those where the state of Michigan has partial ownership. To accomplish this, the % state attribute is selected from the list and then added by clicking the Add Filter button. The newly added filter allows us to specify a range of values. In this example, we will increase the lower end of the range to 1% and then click the Apply Filters button. Applying the filter limits the sites to those that have a minimum of 1% state ownership, reducing the total number of sites to 13. You can click the View Site Listing button to view the filtered list of sites. At this point, if you are logged into your account, you can export your results to Excel. Details on the data export step will be covered later in the tutorial. This scenario can be further refined by adding another filter and then prioritizing the final set of sites. For example, let's restrict our sites to only include those that are accessible by public roads. This is a categorical attribute, which means you need to select Yes from the list of options to apply the filter. Adding this filter removes 2 sites that are not accessible by public roads. In addition to the filters, there are other options for ranking sites. In this example, let's prioritize sites based on the Fish Index of Biotic Integrity (IBI) scores. To do this, we will select Fish IBI % score and then click the Add Rank button. We can select the direction of the ranking. In this example, we want to rank sites from highest to lowest IBI score. We can then click the Apply Ranks button to add this ranking scheme to our scenario. By applying the IBI ranking, we are further limiting our analysis to the 5 remaining Saginaw Bay sites that have IBI scores, which are calculated based on the monitoring program data. As indicated by the legend located on the left, the color and size of the wetland site centroid points on the map are updated to reflect the ranking. In reviewing the results table, we can see that the sites are now listed in rank order based on their respective IBI scores. Regardless of whether you filter and rank sites in your area of interest, you can always use the information provided on the map to explore individual sites in more detail. For example, let's focus on the Saginaw Bay Site 499 that has the highest fish IBI score, which is depicted by the purple dot. Holding down the Shift key and drawing a rectangle around this point will allow us to zoom into the area. Adding the wetland polygon layer will give us a better spatial context for this site. Clicking on the centroid or polygon will display some metadata and the ranking information for the site. Note that clicking the Species List link will display the complete list of vegetation, fish, macroinvertebrate, amphibian, and bird species that have been observed by the monitoring program since 2011. Additional map layers can be added to support your analysis. The Public and Conservation Lands layer shows all public lands in the area. You can view information for individual features by clicking on the map layer elements. Invasive Phragmites stands are common in the upper Great Lakes and are an ongoing concern for many wetland sites. A layer depicting estimated Phragmites cover can be added to the map as well. Land cover can be visualized on the map by selecting the NALCMS layer, which was used as the basis for all of the DST attributes that are related to land cover conditions. Adding this layer provides visual context for dominant land cover types near a wetland site. There are many agricultural, forest, and developed lands surrounding this particular wetland site. Now, let's go back to our full analysis. If you are logged into your account, you can download the data for filtered and ranked sites with just a few clicks. Start by clicking the Export to Excel button, and then select the site attributes you would like to export. Here, we will click Select All to select all of the attributes. Next, click the Download button to download an Excel spreadsheet with the data you requested. The file that is downloaded provides some metadata for your analysis results and a series of Excel worksheets. The Analysis Option sheet lists the filters and ranking scheme you applied in your scenario. The Site Summary sheet provides a general listing of the 5 sites featured in your final analysis. The Site Attributes sheet provides a complete listing of all attributes you selected for download. The final sheet provides metadata on more than 90 attributes contained in the DST. This tutorial has demonstrated how to create a scenario in the DST and apply filters and ranking schemes. As an alternative to manually adding filters and ranks to your scenario, you can apply predefined scenarios to wetland sites for any area of interest you identify. For example, when applied, the potential for water quality enhancement scenario will automatically filter for wetlands with more than 20% of agricultural land in a 10-kilometer buffer surrounding the wetland and ranking sites based on water quality parameters. Wetlands support many beneficial ecological functions and also provide both economic and cultural value. Great Lakes coastal wetlands have a key role in the Great Lakes ecosystem by providing habitat for many plant and animal species, hydrologic retention, nutrient cycling, shoreline protection, and sediment trapping. We hope that this tutorial video has been helpful in providing you with guidance for creating your own scenarios and working with the various data sets and features available in the Coastal Wetland Decision Support Tool. The principal investigators of the Great Lakes Coastal Wetland Decision Support Tool are listed on the contact page of the DST. We would like to thank all of the Coastal Wetland Monitoring Program collaborators, the DST funding partners, and WCMU Public Media for providing the Great Lakes wetland footage used in this tutorial video.